Thank you, Congresswoman, for joining us. Let me just start by asking you, give us a review of your accomplishments over the past couple of years, why you think you should be reelected.
Well, first, Kevin, I've had a lifetime of public service, and now I'm just concluding 5 terms as Guam's representative to the U.S. Congress, and that's 10 years. So I feel that, I do have that experience. And in Congress, the longer you sit in Congress, the more senior position you accomplish. So right now, a few years ago when the Democrats were in the majority, I served as chairman on the Subcommittee for Fisheries, Wildlife and Oceans and Insular Affairs, the Natural Resources Committee. And then when we were in the minority, we decided that I should try to get into a senior Democrat position on armed services. So currently, I serve as the ranking member, which is the senior position for a Democrat, on the Committee of Readiness, Subcommittee on Readiness. And this committee deals with operational funding and military construction funding, which is so very, very important to our military buildup.
For the first time in a while, you're facing a challenge, not only from the Republican Party, but from your own party.
That's right.
Carl Dizon. Give us your sense of why you would be the better choice over somebody like Carl Dizon.
Well, Carl Dizon, I've been with him on several events. Yesterday we had a forum. Fine young man, fine young man. And, but I feel that my experience in Congress, anyone new that is elected and goes into the United States Congress starts at the bottom, regardless of whether you're a judge or you come from your state or county, doesn't make any difference. You start at the bottom and you work your way up. I'm senior now, and I hold these positions in Congress, and I think that's very important. And now that we have all this unfinished business on Guam, we have the war claims, we have the visa waiver, we have the military buildup. All of these need continuity. So I feel that my experience would be, Guam would be better off.
Let's turn to the issues now. The biggest issue for Guam, as you are well aware, is the buildup and the status of the buildup. Give us your sense of where do we stand in terms of the buildup?
It will happen. I have been assured over and over again by all the powers that be at the Department of Defense that this move will happen.
You don't believe in
No.
the buildup at any
No.
cost, do you?
No, I have been for the impact,
The buildup.
the buildup from the very beginning.
But
There's no question about it. I want it because I know it has economic benefits. It'll be jobs to our people.
we still need support for our infrastructure, though.
That's right. Well, that's all in the planning stages. We are getting military construction money for outside the fence infrastructure. So, after all, they have to use our roads too, so they're concerned about it. And I want to do this military buildup right, and I want our people of Guam to benefit. And I would never, ever support anything that I thought would be a detriment to the island and the people of Guam.
Let's turn to compact impact. Major issue here on Guam, as you well know for years. What can you do, what do you recommend should be done to help get Guam more compensation for the impact of compact migrants who come here?
Kevin, I think all my predecessors knew this too, and as the years go on, the numbers increase. And it's a strain on our budget, we know that. And in talking with many of the leaders in Micronesian, they realize it too. They want to help. We have had meetings with Secretary Babauta, with the Micronesian leaders a few months ago, where we're trying to come up with ideas on how we can bring down the numbers. Maybe bring in some stricter requirements to come to Guam and so forth. So we're working together, and like I said earlier, the governors, the presidents of these Micronesian islands are very cooperative. So I think if we just put our heads together and we decide that, we got to make the requirements coming into Guam a little more strict, one of the items might be that they must have a job before, they come to Guam.
Finally, war reparations, such a long-standing issue. Do you regret not accepting the compromise that was offered
That's a very
2 years ago?
That's a very good question, Kevin. Every one of my predecessors have worked on war reparations. Mr. Wampat, Mr. Bloss, Mr. Underwood. And I thank them for all their early preparations for this. The Senate has always had problems with it, and mainly with the funding. So on the final, when we were in conference, so close, Senator McCain came out and said, if you take away a certain section of this bill, then I will go along with it. Well, I thought about that and I said, I couldn't do that on my own. I would have to come back and speak to the people of Guam. When I came back, everybody agreed. I guess it's fair enough. We waited so long. So then they agreed that we took it out. It would go forth. But now there's still obstacles there.
So you believe the right decision was made then?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You remain confident that war reparations can still be won?
I think if I'd made the decision there might have been objections here. But because I came back as a courtesy to the people of Guam and asked them.
Thank you for your time, Congresswoman.
Thank you.